Hello, beautiful souls. Misty Faye here. I hope you're all doing well, and I wanted to hop on and take advantage of these beautiful cosmic events that are happening today. The Summer Solstice, so we're June 21st, 2020, and the solar eclipse. And it's at 0 degrees in Cancer. And of course, that's very, Cancer is the energy of the divine feminine and those feminine energies, the receptive energies. But it is also linked to the inner child. And as you know, this is my kind of specialty in my approach to my readings. So I thought we'd have a look at what's going on with all that. So what we're going to start with, because I wanted to give the best reading, it's easier when I pull the inner child to have a little bit of reflection time. So I did pull just the inner child cards and the soul cards, the soul wounding cards, and we'll take the rest from there with the other cards. So Spirit, Source, Creator, all that is, please help me to be an open channel for all my collective and all that listen to this video. I thank them for being here, and I wish to serve for the highest good of all. Thank you. So, when I asked the question, what is this solstice, solar eclipse in Cancer, bringing up for the divine feminine? The card that came through is humility, okay? And I think it's a really, really good one for the divine feminine. In the wounded sense of the wounded inner child, this is really, this is when we think ourselves better than others, or we think ourselves more evolved than our counterpart, or that aspect within ourselves. Don't forget, these readings can be on the inner level. Twin souls, soulmates in separation, but also twin souls, soulmates in connection, all this energy is bringing up, okay, to further yourselves on your mission. So you apply it to what works for you. So that could be the inner energies, the outer couple energies, or the couple already in union. So humility, what humility brings up, I'm going to place it here, and hopefully we're not going to have cards falling today. I'm going to kind of put it, okay, for now I'll put it there. It's going to get stuck in the wall. Hold on, okay, we'll do this for now. So this is the transform inner or subconscious feelings of pride, superiority, and separation from others. So this is maybe what the divine feminine energy feels when she's given so much. She's waited and hoped and wondered, and what else can I do? I'm working on myself. I'm working on myself, and it's kind of this almost prideful energy of separation and feeling like I'm doing everything. Well, what about the other there? Or what about the aspect in me that just doesn't seem to kick in and balance this? So this is maybe also the feminine going into that masculine energy a little bit too much. So there's some cool things that were so this is I'm just going to read this part because it's really good. Ultimately, we realize that all humanity is just one family, and that on other dimensions, each of us is connected at a subtle levels to each other. Therefore, all energies, both positive and negative, that we see in others is simply a reflection of some part of our own consciousness, whether we are aware of it or not. While we are all unique individuals, the paradox is that none of us are separate from the whole. Therefore, none of us is better or more superior than another. One has only different life experiences or knowledge. The way the personality expresses that realization, gives a clue to how spiritually evolved they are. A humble person will share their help, skills, and knowledge with others. So this could be pride and aloofness, finds it difficult to emphasize. So this is the other thing. Maybe this is a message to really come into that heart space and not that angry space that we could sometimes feel towards our counterparts. So let's have a look at what's happening with the masculine energies. So what is the solar eclipse, solar energy in Cancer bringing up for the divine masculine? Well, there we have grief. Grief. And so this is the masculine feeling at some level some deep loss. Now, it could be a lost aspect of himself, and maybe that is that feminine energy within him that allows him access to his heart space. That's what it seems like to me. And so there could be a grieving of a real loss of something. Maybe this is the inner child losing a parent, or the feeling of abandonment, and that's going to be the soul issue for the divine masculine. So this is, it's a natural part of emotion, releasing our sadness. So there's a deep sadness. Maybe this masculine energy, this is where, gone into depression too. There could be a phase, maybe it's coming out of depression. And so like is the positive aspect of any depression is allows something else to come in. And it allows that heart space opening that is so needed in the masculine energy to go feel into his heart, go feel those emotions, stop running away from them. Okay. And so let's just put up the soul issue for here's the divine masculine. The soul wound is dependence. And the mask they wear is this dependence on an outer self and an outer fix of running from those emotions. So all kinds of addictions: alcohol, drugs, sex, gambling, whatever the addiction is. And it's because the masculine is so afraid of that solitude, of actually having to come to face with this wounded part of himself and actually have to deal with it instead of running. So the best thing that this masculine can do at this time, and this masculine energy can do, is give attention to himself. I'm going to put this on the little angel here. And then for the feminine, we have humiliation, okay, as a soul wound. And we have the similar beginning of the words for that. We have humiliation and humility, and how they really go together, and how they're complementary, and how they balance each other out. So this is really that feminine of, what else more can I do? I'm working on myself, and it's not happening. Well, at that certain time, that's the moment to turn that outer expression, or that outer need for affirmation of love, or the outer counterpart, and to turn it on herself, and to realize that you should never allow abuse of yourself or from others. And so the humiliation is, I've only given and emptied, but yet what's happening? If love heals, why isn't it love healing this? So this is when the feminine energy goes into a sort of distorted mode. I'll do anything for love, and becomes masochistic, becomes the martyr. I just, I'll sacrifice everything who I am, everything that I want, my values. We'll talk about that when we get to the virtues. And so this is freeing herself from all that. Regardless of contracts, there's always free will. There's always free choice. If you're not meant to be together, if it's an outer relationship, if you're not meant to be together, you can't rise up to the occasion. not ready to change, stuck. Your need is to go towards freedom. I think that's really clear. Oopla. So, so what are the positive energies that are unifying during this eclipse and summer solstice, which again is not just the day itself, because it's happening now, probably as I speak all over the world, but it will. This energy goes on and it completes a cycle. It's completing a cycle and then planting seeds for a whole new one. So, what energies do we want to bring in for the divine feminine and divine masculine? What union energies is this solar eclipse and solstice bringing in? And I thought this was really, really interesting, is that we're bringing in the father energies on emotional level. Now, what I think, how that speaks to the feminine energy, the divine feminine, is could really literally be some woundings from her father and daddy issues. So go see my video on divine feminine heals the divine heals her daddy issues. Okay, it could really be that, but this is the divine feminine who never felt perhaps an emotional connection to masculine energy, and the masculine energy either ignored, abandoned, rejected, humiliated. That is really coming up strong. Okay. Now, this, in terms of the masculine energy, in this sense of grief, this could be that the divine masculine felt a loss of his father, or the connection with his father, or a mother who was manifesting more masculine and just felt that as a loss. That emotional connection, the allowing of his heart space to be honored, and acknowledged. Okay, so maybe the divine masculine's father gave more of an image of, I just want to say, suck it up, little boys don't cry, be a man, girls, only girls cry, and so in a total rejection, actually, of the feminine energy. And so what is available is this more, I'm feeling like almost the emperor energy, or the king of cups, where that emotional energy is coming to balance, and there's the masculine in his power, but also a masculine who can be in contact, with his emotional self, with his heart space energies. So this is probably what the divine feminine has always wished for, that kind of balanced, tempered, masculine energy, who's not just distorted out into rational thinking, kind of macho, overdoing it on the masculine end, force, abuse, but really this balance, this softer energy. And this is what this eclipse can bring in, because this is the feminine energy, and this is the inner child saying, here I am, look at me, I need to be nurtured. And this is great. This is what it shows. So next, let's get a quick little message also from our inner children here. How they want to play. How does the inner child, what can help them, to play and heal this wound? They want to come out, and what do they need to do? So what is needed to balance that humility and humiliation, to go towards that humility and overcome humiliation for the divine feminine? And we got petulance. All experience, I'm going to read it because it's very tiny. All experience in life have a lesson to teach. I am thankful for all that I have. Yeah, so this might be the gratitude, the attitude of gratitude that the feminine could come into a space of, and just be thankful for all of it and not judge it as better, worse, have and not have, but this is all learning for her soul. And what inner child and playful energy or advice to help heal the grief of the divine masculine? Wounds and shadows. I create a safe space for my inner child. I bring all the shadows for light. Yeah, that looks a little bit like the Hermit card. This is really a time for the divine masculine to go inside and allow, and just allow. That's the space of that feminine energy, is just allow that hurt to come up, to confront those shadows, to transform it with the light, this eclipsing light, right? That will come through, the fire of light when the moon is directly in front of the sun. That fire of light burn out all those past wounds. Beautiful. So now, using the major arcana, what soul gift or soul warning does the feminine energy need to transmute, or to transmute, or what gift is available for these energies, divine feminine energies, at this time of the solar eclipse and solstice? I'm just gonna pick a card right here. Wow, yeah. There's the star card. Healing, allowing that healing, allowing those two forces within to come together and to unify into a unity type thing. Continue the healing, allowing those things to come together at a soul level, honoring that she's on her right path, she's following her star, she's following her healing path. And so it's kind of a thanks to herself, gratitude for all that she's done. And what energies, soul archetypal energies, are available for the masculine at this time of the solstice and solar eclipse in Cancer? The Hangman. Oh, it's the Hangman in reverse. Okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna say that this has to do with him finally coming out of that. This is him changing his perspective and looking at things differently. And they show the serpent energy. Serpent sometimes linked to the feminine energy and the transformation. And the serpent in shamanic terms is the shedding of skin. But when it's reversed, is maybe now, and he's upright and vertical, is to make a decision and go towards the new perspectives that he has seen. Go towards those new, stop the suspension, and maybe perhaps get some forward movement. Come out of that dark space, let go of that past energy of grief, and move in, and start moving forward. So if you see him, he looks like he's, if that now, okay, yeah. So if he is now vertical from being there, he's just suspended and can't move. He's got, his legs can't move. What it looks like now is that he's about to take a step forward. So I think that's what that means. So that's very interesting. So it's time, divine masculine energies, to take that step forward, perhaps that leap of faith. Very nice. And now, please tell us, Spirit Source, what in this unifying energy, what can we, what gifts do we have? Let's consider it a gift, no matter the card. So here we go. This one wants to. All right, the Devil. Okay, so the unifying energy is really actually to allow all that devils us. And don't forget, devil spelled backwards is live, is life. All this life experience, and allow it to exist. Acknowledge it, face it, confront it, and start to make that real alchemical transmutation of whatever is holding us back. Okay. To unbind us, because look at the Devil here is showing the masculine and feminine all wound up, all bound. So this is this freedom, the freedom to make the choice, the freedom to choose what is the best path for you as an individual soul. I think that's what's being said. So I'm not going to use my shamanic cards today, because we're going to do the virtues and universal laws, which I'm making cards, but for the moment they're going to be my homemade cards. So they're coming up soon. And so what these are the chakras, and I'm not going to look. What chakra is most being affected in the solar time for the divine feminine? And we have the throat chakra, communication. The color blue, throat, mouth, upper lungs, lymphatic drainage, shoulders, arms. Yeah, the divine feminine can feel a lot of weight on her shoulders for feeling like she's carrying this, and it's maybe sometimes too much, and there's this loss, and maybe this is really now being able to express. But in what way? What way is the divine feminine going to express? Should she say something? Or should she put that energy into maybe creative writing and express anyway, and to remain in that kind of receptive divine feminine cancering energy? Just put it out there for herself. Just use it as a healing tool to express herself, and maybe get it out, but it's going to also be first in writing, and maybe she'll read it out loud and let herself hear it. And then maybe with the solstice energy is to burn it and to really let it go and release it. That's what I'm feeling from the throat chakra for the divine feminine. And what chakra is most being affected for the divine masculine at this time? You're going to see it before me. The crown chakra and purpose. Yeah, so this is allowing, again, the opening up to that divine healing, getting out of those lower energies and opening up to divine creator source, and allowing that energy to fill whatever depressive energies are bringing divine masculine down and keeping him stuck. Okay, keeping him in this, if it was reversed, the stuck energy that's keeping him, is to know that his purpose is to be a divine masculine in his power. That's very nice. And allow that energy of the crown chakra to come down. Why not? What is the chakra that's most affected by the deviling energies, and what needs to be known? So we're down to the very last chakras here. Doo-doo. Yeah. This is the big one. This is where both the divine feminine has to come back into her heart space to be the divine feminine and allow. The divine masculine has to allow that space to be healed. Allow that grief and let it go. That's perfect. So tell us, Spirit Source Creator, all that is in this divine cosmic period of the solstice, and what elements are most coming up for the divine feminine? And we have ether, space. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is getting in that unconscious, that etheric space, just allowing whatever to come to come. No forcing it, no pushing it out, to be in her etheric space, holding space uh, in an energetic way. That's the divine feminine energy. And tell us what element is most being activated. Whoop, that one fell. It's the air, inspiration. So this goes perfectly with the crown chakra, which allows our divine energy to come forth. Okay, allow that inspiration. Inspire. Spear is a root word for spirit. Let spirit in. Divine masculine. Let him in. It's the beautiful dove, which is representative of the Holy Spirit, right? The Holy Spirit descending within, like the baptism of Jesus Christ in the Jordan. Okay, that's what happened. This is what has to happen for the masculine energy to transmute. He has to let go and let God in. Beautiful, love that. Oops, our little inner child just fell over. Okay, let's put that inner child here. She'll stay there, or he'll stay there. Nice. This is good stuff. Now, here are my universal laws, up soon to be very beautiful cards, I hope. But what universal law is out of balance at this time of the chakra of the sorry, of the solstice and solar eclipse for the divine feminine? So there's nothing on these cards; they're just made from handmade. But it's the energy, it's the attention, right? That's put into it. Law of action. Manifest required aligned actions. But I'm going to say yes, the action for at this time is going to be inner actions and actions towards honoring her divine feminine energy, and not outward actions that, like, should I call? Should I do something? Okay. This is action within. This is in that etheric space. Okay. And what universal law is being activated or up for change for the divine masculine? Law of relativity. All is relative. So when everything is relative, that means everything is in relationship. There's a relationship to everything. Everything is somehow connected. It's relative to something else. So in terms of him feeling grief, the grief is relative only. The grief is helping him to see the relativity of that is needed. That's a necessary thing to go through. It's a necessary thing to feel. And then it's a necessary thing to let go and move on with. That was the energy that allows him to be changed and to let in that divine energy. The law of relativity. That law of relativity, I believe, is E equals mc squared. So energy equals movement and the time to speed of light. I don't know, physicians, physic people might correct me on that, but the energy is there, and now it's up to him to get into movement and allowing that light consciousness, which is God's source consciousness. So perfect. Thank you for that. And what about this unifying energy? What law is already available and just ready for both the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies to tap into? The law of compensation. Yeah. So this is beautiful, because all this work that it feels like, or all this suffering, or all this angst is part of what's going to be happening, and that will be rewarded, whether it be unity or unifying with their higher self. in any case, it's win-win. The reward is there waiting for them. So lovely. Now we forgot, went a little bit out of order, but that's okay, because we were talking about elements. Let's get in the elemental realm. Since we were talking about, we have the element of ether, we have the element of air, which is very much the fairies. So I have my fairy deck. I'm going to shuffle over here because it's too far to do that. I'm just going to kind of... So elemental realm fairies, dear fairies, please tell us what advice you have for the divine masculine and feminine energy. So let's start with the divine feminine. What energy do you have to tell the divine feminine? And this one wants to pop out. Yeah, this is the Queen of Winter, which is the Queen of Swords. Let go of people or things that no longer serve you. Now is the time to focus on your career. And it says unmarried or divorced individuals. So this is strong, patient, self-sufficient, and funny. So this is it, divine feminine's energies. This is really, and this is also linked to communication. We have the throat chakra. This is really coming into your own power through what you communicate. This is focusing perhaps the energy on you again. It is kind of saying not to be, you know, she could be aloof like we saw that that humility energy can be, but maybe this is just I'm getting just being patient with yourself, and just being in that power where, again, maybe the expression that needs to happen and to be released is at first expression to yourself without putting it out there, just really doing the exercise of writing down and allowing yourself to feel, though. Okay, don't become so icy that you don't allow yourself to feel, because this is the feminine energy into the heart space. Okay, but I think it's just being kind of firm, and again focusing on yourself. Go forward with your own projects. Go forward with it. Don't wait. Be patient with your divine masculine energies or counterpart, but don't wait. Move forward. She's on the sled. She's going to move forward in the snow. We don't know what's pulling her yet, but it's her own creative energy. So, fairies, please give us some advice now in this solstice eclipse energy for the divine. I'm going to do one big shuffle here. Oop. One big shuffle. Their cards are really big, and I suck at shuffling, so I'll just let universe put. I'm going to cut and see what we have here. 7 of Summer, which is the 7 of Cups and that rainbow energy. All right, so this is the one where he has all this energy. He eats that confusion card, right? Which is interesting, because I saw another reading that came out for that energy too. No more procrastinating. Okay, that's what this is saying. It's upward now. Take that step forward, divine masculine. Come into your masculinity. Okay, no more. Your power comes from making a decision. Confusion that arises from over analyzing the options. So get out of, that's what the fairies want you to know, the elements. Divine masculine, this is great for you. Get out of that confused state, that suspended state, okay? That's what this card means. Take that step forward. Wrap that feminine energy around you, within you, and go forward and go towards her. Woohoo! Yeah. Stop looking at all the choices. Stop mulling around in your head. Come into that heart space. What do you feel? Go into that feeling space. Feel it all. Feel the grief. Feel the grief until you don't feel it anymore. Until you don't want to feel it anymore. Get out of that self-pity. This is so perfect. Thank you. And fairies, tell us what advice you have for this this union energy at this time, the eclipse and the solstice. So once again, we're gonna cut the deck and see who's there. But Five of Winter, which is the Five of Swords. Yeah, that's that really painful energy, isn't it? Walk away from dishonest associations, realizing that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness, something that's not worth the effort. So I feel this is really speaking a lot to this feminine energy, where you do have a choice. Even if you consider yourself on a twin soul, twin flame type journey, you have the choice. Do what's best for you. Okay. And I think what this is saying, so this is really connected. Do you want to be someone that just keeps things in this, going back to addictions, this playing with your heart, playing with your time, not answering you, not really, I mean, at a moment, you do have to let go and let God and decide that you're free. You're free from being humiliated, even if it is your divine counterpart. Okay. You have a choice, and you could go towards something else that serves you and lifts your spirit instead of bringing you down. That's what I think they're trying to tell you. That is so cool. So now I have also, I'm still waiting for them to be ready, but because we're in a period of time in history where we are literally in the world in reverse, and we have no measure anymore of what is moral, because we are so lied to, we are so tricked, we are so deceived. It's time to come back to kind of old-fashioned values or spiritual values that guide us from within. So I felt inspired to make little, for now it's going to be from a bag of the virtues and vices. And so what virtue or vice is most active for the divine feminine? Shuffling around, and we have greed. Okay. So greed, this is kind of in the material. This is maybe her wanting something too much. Okay. Wanting that outward connection. And so with greed, what we need to bring in is kind of a temperance energy. Okay, which it kind of looks like the star could be that, bringing balance and bringing healing into that too much, wanting too much, a material manifestation. I think that's, we see that, yeah, we can see. I wrote over in red marker this time. Okay, so the balancing energies to really bring in temperance. Okay, which is really close to this card and the star and that healing, bringing she's showing she has two soul, and she has two cups there, and she's bringing them together to unify them. So again, the message is coming really clear that that's that you have a choice. You have a choice, divine feminine energies. Okay, you can let go of it, or once you let go of that, it's really coming into that feminine and letting go on this has to happen. All those ideas, all that mental energy saying, well, I'm a divine feminine on a twin flame, twin soul journey, and this has to happen. I have to manifest. Well, I think the universe is saying, guess again. You still can choose. And in any case, you're always connected to your divine masculine in the higher dimensions. You're never separated. You're never separated. But if he's only hurting you and humiliating you time and time again, and for some of you, many years, I know that's the case for me, let it go and just see what happens. Let it go, and even go towards something that serves you, whatever that something is, whether it be another person or just the resolution that you find yourself. So please tell us what vice or virtue is needed to help heal the masculine energies. Deceit, or what he's in. Yeah, well, this is no big surprise. So deceit is lying and all that. The biggest thing about deceit is that that means when you're able to lie to somebody else, that means the first person you've lied to is yourself. And then beyond that, you're lying and denying your God source creative energy. Okay. So this is really strong. Stop the lies. What you need with deceit is faith in God. And so this is really strong. Letting in that God, that source, divine energy, divine mother, father, if you want, both of them, letting them in and letting that heal that. So there could be shining the light and becoming self-honest so that you can be honest with those in your lives. I think that summarizes that. And what in the union energies in this cosmic time, what vice or virtue is at play for the unifying energies? Lust, yeah. It's that distorted energy, okay? That over distorted energy of a lot of times, and the devil is linked to this, the devil energy is that sexual energy. Maybe it's sexual addictions. That fix isn't just going to do it. And so it's coming into this, the opposite that is needed is this chastity, this purity, this innocence of the inner child, coming back to the inner child, going and speaking with the inner child, spending some time within, and overcoming those impulsions to cover up those heavier shadow feelings. That's what I feel is saying, come back to the innocence, your purity and your innocence from within. And so this is a time for planting seeds. So I'm going to bring out also in the energy of the fairy energy, my plant cards. And I'm going to ask what is being planted going forward into the future for these energies, the feminine, the divine masculine, and what can help unify into unity consciousness, these energies. So let me do a little quick shuffle. I shuffled them before. A little shuffle here. These are more manageable cards. So let's just go with, so what is the seed at this point? So this is the point from which growth stems, which will ultimately flower and plant and bear fruit. So we're going to make a little, and we got the Ragged Robin. Purification. Yeah. I think that's really coming through clearly. This need to let go of all that devil energy within both of us. Divine masculine, divine feminine, those inner energies. Purify both ends of it. I purify myself and clear out my channels. My energies flow freely and I am restored to wholeness. Wholeness within yourself first. Wholeness within yourself first. And so the second is the sprout. Awareness and affirmation of a new growth. What is happening there? Let's just do a little cut thing because it's hard at this angle that I am to shuffle the way I would like to. So let's just pick through. And we have the sycamore. Revitalization. I enjoy smooth and gentle flow of energies in myself and in life. So that will go there. Sycamore. Yeah. So this is anytime there's RE, this is bringing energy into yourself. Okay. Revitalizing is bringing that into yourself, not putting the focus outward. So this is that feminine energy, bringing it within, sitting in stillness and bringing it within. And now, what growth can we hope to happen from the seeds that are being planted? So purification could also be a bit like a new start too. Once you're purified and you start it, so this could be like a full card. This is what this could mean. Okay, when we purify, we're like a clean slate, right? So the growth card. Let's see. Let's just do a little piccaroni here. Scottish primrose. I like that. Peace. Yeah. Finding that inner, I just mentioned the word stillness, that peace within ourselves, and peace with each other, because we are there of that interconnectedness. that we saw, purification. Let's see if we can do this like this. I believe it goes on. Right, this goes like this. Sorry. And this goes like this. Can we see that? Oh, no, we can't. Let's bring it up here. Okay, we're just going to lay on top. Yeah, so peace within. I am at peace in my heart and in the world. Next, what is the stem energy? What's going to grow out of that seed and have it to grow forward in a good position to grow and bring forth flowers? Lime. Universality. I open my heart. There we go. I open my heart to create harmonious relationships in life. I am one with all other beings. That this theme has come through really clearly, especially with that the divine feminine energy. Universality. We're all connected. And what you're going to heal in yourself, you're healing for everybody. That's kind of the premise of my channel and my what comes from behind what I want to bring forth in the world myself. It's just all coming clear. Universality. That's the stem. And then finally, what will be the flower? The flowering potential that will bear fruit. So let's just tell me which flower is gonna, what fruit is it going to bear? This beautiful energy. Snowdrop. Oh, that's nice because white is the color of purification. Surrender. That's so nice. Surrendering. I surrender and release that which has passed and rejoice in the coming of the new. How that is like so perfect for it to be one of the last cards. Yeah, so this is it. This is the theme for both the divine masculine. It's kind of the summary sum up of this is this letting go and letting God. This is this solstice is linked to the eagle energy. The eagle is linked to in the Bible of Saint John, and a lot of times on this day here in France, sometimes they have the Saint John's fire where you're supposed to jump over the fire, and I think that this is coming through this is surrender and trust and letting go of those acknowledging those darker energies like grief, and then moving forward with it, deciding to move forward. Finally, last but not least, the final word from Source. What does Source want us to take away? What encouragement? How does the universe have our back? Because that's what these cards are. Okay, how does the universe have our back in this solstice eclipse energy? And I'm just going to do, I shuffled and I'm going to do this. Oop, and it's upside down, but that doesn't matter. My fearless freedom lights up the world. Yeah, that's, I think is the best, it's the best way to end. Yeah, once you put light on all these things and the eclipse is this change of this movement through, and it allowed, what was on one side of the eclipse is one thing, you move into this space of darkness, and then once again the light comes back. This is so perfect. So my darling, beautiful souls, I feel like that was a very beautiful reading for you to bring forward. It's very rich. I am going to share this time. I may not make I don't think I'm going to make a guided meditation, but I'm going to just share with you one that I found that I thought was beautiful. I will put that in the link below if you want to do that. She incorporates lots of elements in there, but I would just say bring in aspects of this inner child healing that you could bring into your meditation, and ask to have the light shine on all that is still blocking you and blocking this unity consciousness. May you be blessed with a beautiful experience and a beautiful movement forward of this eclipse and solstice energy.